More than half of us past the age of 65 are already walking around with blood sugar that's too high, and 8 out of 10 have no idea. I was one of them. I'm 106 years old. For more than 80 of those years, I wore a white coat, and I'd read thousands of lab reports. I thought nothing in medicine could surprise me anymore. Then, at 70, I opened an envelope at my own kitchen table and read a report with my own name on it. My blood sugar wasn't just high, it was dangerous. Here's what they rarely tell you in that exam room. The most powerful thing I did next wasn't wait in a pharmacy. It was already sitting in my own kitchen. Now, I won't promise you a miracle, because there isn't one, and anyone who swears a single sip reverses anything overnight is reaching for your wallet, not your health. What I will give you is the truth. I changed what went on my plate. I worked hand in hand with my own doctor, and not overnight, but month by month, those numbers came down, and they stayed down. That is how a man ends up telling you the story at 106. I'm going to walk you through 17 foods that did it, explained simply and paired with the real dishes I actually ate. Not punishment on a plate, real food. Most of it is in your kitchen right now. And a few of these? You're eating them in a way that throws the benefit straight in the trash. I'll show you how to fix that in seconds. One of them stunned me more than anything in 80 years of medicine. It was a food I'd spent 4 decades telling my own patients to fear. You'll meet it later in this list, and when you do, I'll tell you exactly why I was wrong. If you stick around until the end, you'll discover the real reason why some people live to 100 and remain completely healthy, while others spend their final years suffering in a hospital bed. You'll know exactly how you should start living tomorrow morning and why your body keeps accumulating health issues over time, even if you eat right and exercise. First, let me explain what we're actually fighting in plain words. When you eat, your food turns into sugar in your blood. A hormone called insulin is supposed to come along like a key, unlock your cells, and let that sugar inside to be used for energy. But over the years, in many of us, the cells stop answering the door. The key turns and nothing happens. Doctors call this insulin resistance. The sugar has nowhere to go, so it builds up in the blood. Now here is where I want to be careful with you, because I spent my life in medicine, and I will not run it down. The medicines your doctor may prescribe are good and important. For many people, they are life-saving, and you should never stop taking them on the word of a stranger on the internet, including me. But here is what 8 decades taught me. Food is not the enemy of medicine. Food is its partner. The right foods can help your cells start answering that door again. They worked alongside my treatment, never instead of it. So, think of everything I'm about to share as something to bring to your doctor, not a reason to leave one. Now, let me take you into my kitchen. Number 1, broccoli, and its little cousin, broccoli sprouts. I learned to stop boiling the life out of it. A quick steam just until it's bright green and still has a little snap with a squeeze of lemon. And here's a trick worth knowing. Sprinkle a little mustard seed powder over cooked broccoli before you eat it. Broccoli carries a compound called sulforaphane. When you chop it or chew it raw, an enzyme inside switches that compound on, and in laboratory studies, some animal work, and a handful of human trials, sulforaphane has shown the ability to improve insulin sensitivity and lower blood sugar. Cooking can switch that enzyme off, which is exactly why The pinch of mustard seed powder helps. It brings the spark back. The little sprouts are an even more concentrated source, and some research suggests they may help lower blood sugar in people with type 2 diabetes. This is where my own journey began. But it was food number 11 that truly surprised the old doctor in me. Stay with me for that one. Number 2, seafood, the fatty fish especially. A simple fillet of salmon baked with lemon, olive oil, and a few herbs. Or, on a quiet evening, sardines mashed onto a slice of whole grain toast. Humble, but it was a staple of mine. Fish gives you protein, and protein is one of your quiet allies here. It slows digestion, which softens the sharp spike of sugar after a meal, and it helps you feel full so you're less tempted to overeat. Fatty fish like salmon and sardines go a step further. In one small study, adults carrying extra weight who ate a good amount of fatty fish each week saw better after-meal blood sugar than those eating lean fish. 2 gifts in a single dish, the protein and the healthy fat. Number 3, pumpkin. And don't you dare throw away the seeds. A bowl of roasted pumpkin soup on a cool evening was one of my great comforts. And the seeds, toasted in a dry pan with a little salt, became my favorite afternoon snack, the one that kept my hand out of the cookie jar. Pumpkin has been a folk remedy for blood sugar in countries like Mexico and Iran for generations. It's rich in compounds that, in limited human and animal studies, have been shown to bring blood sugar down, though I'll be honest, we need more research on whole pumpkin to say it firmly. The seeds, though, impressed me. In one small study of 40 people, eating about 2 ounces of pumpkin seeds cut the after-meal blood sugar rise by as much as 35%. A snack that works for you instead of against you. Number 4, nuts and a good nut butter. My little ritual, apple slices with a smear of natural almond butter. Crunchy, sweet, satisfying. And as you'll soon see, 2 of my 17 foods working together on one small plate. In a small study of people with type 2 diabetes, eating peanuts and almonds through the day as part of a lower carb way of eating helped lower both fasting and after-meal blood sugar. A broader review found tree nuts could nudge fasting blood sugar down too, though the researchers were honest that the effect was modest. Still, a handful of nuts in place of a sugary snack, that trade served me well for years. Number 5, okra. Now, I know okra divides people. The secret is to roast it hot and fast so it crisps instead of turning slippery. Tossed in a little oil, roasted until the edges brown, or let it simmer into a light vegetable stew. Okra is quietly full of blood sugar lowering compounds, special fibers and plant antioxidants. Animal studies suggest its seeds and its main fiber have real anti-diabetic power, partly by slowing certain enzymes that raise blood sugar. I'll keep my honesty with you. Most of that work is in animals, and we need human trials to be sure, but it earned a regular place on my plate. Number 6, flaxseed, the easiest habit I ever built. A spoonful of ground flaxseed stirred into plain yogurt. Every single day. That's it. Flax is rich in fiber and healthy fats. In one study of people with type 2 diabetes, those who ate flaxseed in the daily yogurt saw a real drop in their HbA1c. That's the number that tells you how your blood sugar has behaved over months, not just one morning. And a review of 25 controlled studies found whole flaxseed improved blood sugar control. 1 small spoon, a big quiet effect. Just remember, ground flax, not whole. so your body can actually use it. Number 7, beans and lentils. A pot of lentil soup simmering on the stove was the smell of my kitchen for years. Warm, filling, cheap, and forgiving. Beans and lentils give you magnesium, fiber, and protein all at once. They're especially rich in the kind of fiber and starch that slows digestion right down. In one study, women who added black beans or chickpeas to a rice meal had a gentler blood sugar rise than those eating rice alone. The beans changed how the whole meal behaved. A scoop of beans on the plate can soften everything you eat beside them. We're past the halfway mark now, and I still haven't reached the 3 foods I keep in my kitchen to this very day. They're coming. Number 8, kimchi and sauerkraut, the fermented foods. Just a small forkful on the side of a meal. A little kimchi beside my rice and vegetables, or a spoon of sauerkraut next to my eggs. These fermented foods carry probiotics, friendly bacteria, along with minerals and antioxidants. A review found that probiotic foods had a noticeable, helpful effect on blood sugar in people with type 2 diabetes, and the greatest help came for those whose diabetes wasn't yet well controlled. Now, much of the research so far is in animals and cells, so we need more human study. But a little fermented food on the side is an easy, tasty bet to make. Number 9, chia seeds. Chia pudding became my dessert. Stir the seeds into a little milk, leave it overnight, and by morning, it's set like a soft custard. Top it with berries, and there's another 2 of my foods hand in hand. Chia seeds may help your body respond to insulin and steady your blood sugar. A review of animal studies pointed that way, and in one small study of 15 healthy adults, ground chia, taken with a sugary drink, cut the blood sugar rise by 39% compared to the drink alone. A dessert that actually works in your favor, that still makes me smile. Number 10, kale. Don't fear the kale. Sautéed in a hot pan with a little garlic and olive oil, it turns tender and savory. Nothing like the raw, bitter leaf people complain about. I also threw a handful into nearly every soup I made. Kale carries fiber and powerful plant antioxidants. In one study, eating kale with a high-carb meal lowered the after-meal blood sugar spike compared to a placebo. Its antioxidants, with names like quercetin and chiempherol, have shown blood sugar lowering and insulin helping effects. A leaf this humble, doing this much, always struck me as one of nature's better bargains. Number 11, berries. This is the one I promised you. A simple bowl of mixed berries was my answer to a sweet tooth. Raspberries, blueberries, strawberries, blackberries, cold from the refrigerator, no sugar needed. Here's what surprised the old doctor in me. In one study, people with prediabetes who ate 2 cups of red raspberries with a high-carb meal had lower after-meal insulin and blood sugar than those who didn't. Strawberries, blueberries, and blackberries have shown they may improve insulin sensitivity and help clear sugar from the blood as well. For years, I had thought of anything sweet as the enemy. Berries taught me that nature had hidden some of its best medicine inside its sweetest gift. That lesson changed how I ate for the rest of my life. Number 12, avocados. Avocado on whole grain toast in the morning or sliced into a salad at noon. Creamy, filling, and it kept me satisfied for hours. Avocados are rich in healthy fats and fiber, and several studies suggest they may help with blood sugar and guard against metabolic syndrome, that dangerous cluster of high blood pressure and high blood sugar together. I'll give you one honest caution, the kind I'd want given to me. Some of that avocado research was funded by an avocado industry board, so I hold those particular findings a little more loosely. But as a whole, real food that keeps you full, avocado earned its spot. Number 13, oats and oat bran, overnight oats in a jar, or a warm bowl of oat bran porridge on a cold morning, topped with a few berries and a spoon of flax, 3 of my foods in a single bowl before the day has even begun. Oats are full of soluble fiber, which has a real measured ability to bring blood sugar down. An analysis of 16 studies found oats lowered both HbA1c and fasting blood sugar compared to control meals. In another small study, people who drank a little oat bran in water before eating white bread had a gentler blood sugar rise afterward. Fiber, you see, is one of your most loyal friends in this fight. Number 14, citrus fruits, half a grapefruit, or an orange peeled and eaten segment by segment. And I want you to hear me clearly here. The whole fruit, not the juice. Now, citrus has natural sugar, so people are often afraid of it. But whole citrus fruits sit low to medium on the glycemic scale, and they carry fiber and a plant compound called naringenin with anti-diabetic properties. Eating the whole fruit may help your insulin work better and protect against diabetes. The fiber in the whole orange is what makes the difference. Squeeze it into juice and you throw that protection away. So eat it, don't drink it. Number 15, kefir and yogurt. A glass of plain kefir or a bowl of plain yogurt with my flaxseed and berries stirred in. Plain is the word that matters. The sweetened tubs undo all the good. These fermented dairy foods may help steady your blood sugar. In one 8-week study, people with type 2 diabetes who drank probiotic-rich kefir each day saw lower fasting blood sugar and HbA1c. And in a large review, every small daily serving of yogurt was linked to a modest drop in the risk of developing type 2 diabetes. A simple bowl taken plain, working quietly for you each day. Number 16, eggs. A couple of boiled eggs kept in the refrigerator for a fast, protein-rich snack, or a vegetable omelette folded around some of that sautéed kale. Breakfast that holds you all morning. Eggs are packed with protein and good fats. In one study, adults with prediabetes or type 2 diabetes who ate 1 egg a day for 12 weeks saw a meaningful drop in fasting blood sugar and better insulin sensitivity. A long follow-up study even tied regular egg eating to a lower diabetes risk, though I'll note in honesty that the link showed up clearly in men, but not in women. The body keeps its mysteries, but a humble egg has earned its place at my table for 100 years. Number 17, apples. And so we come full circle back to where this video started with my favorite afternoon snack. An apple sliced with that smear of almond butter. But here's a small trick worth its weight in gold. In one study, women who ate an apple about 30 minutes before a rice meal had a lower blood sugar rise from that meal. So I made it a habit. An apple a little while before a bigger meal, to take the edge off whatever came next. Apples carry soluble fiber and protective plant compounds that may help lower blood sugar. That old saying about an apple a day turned out to hold a little more truth than even I expected. So there they are, the 17 foods that became the foundation of my own recovery, told to you at 106 years old. If you are still listening to this point, you are very lucky. Just as I promised, I am going to tell you exactly why some people live healthy, vibrant lives until the very last breath, while others spend years languishing in hospital beds, suffering in pain. From a purely scientific perspective, human beings are made up of particles. When you look deeper under a microscope, you realize that we are entirely composed of waves. We are pure energy vibrations. But what governs those energy vibrations? It is our thoughts. A healthy person is a vessel of positive thoughts and profound gratitude. In Dr. David R. Hawkins' groundbreaking book, Power versus Force, he maps out the energetic frequencies of human consciousness. He scientifically demonstrates that negative emotions like shame, guilt, apathy, and grief vibrate at incredibly low frequencies, dragging the physical body down into a state of disease and cellular decay. On the other hand, higher states of consciousness like courage, acceptance, love, and joy vibrate at high, life-sustaining frequencies. When your mind is anchored in genuine gratitude and positivity, your physical body literally hums at a frequency where illness struggles to survive. True health isn't just chemical, it is vibrational, and your consciousness directly dictates the energetic integrity of your cells. So, how do we stay positive? It is not easy. Every person's mind is constantly eroded by the society around us, accumulating trauma over time. Think of your mind as a container. If you fill it every single day with toxic news, mindless entertainment, and negativity, it will slowly rot and collapse. Ingratitude takes root. You begin comparing yourself to others, dwelling on past regrets. Those are the exact energy vibrations that match the frequency of illness. The terrifying part is that when your physical body weakens, you feel it immediately. But the mind is different. When the mind decays, it mistakenly identifies that weakness as its true self. It merges with the rot and the decay without you even knowing it. Once the mind becomes distorted, it defensively rejects anything that is pure and whole, creating a fiercely stubborn, protective shell. Despite reading countless books and researching for decades, I could not find the answer to this mental degradation. Until one day, I realized something unimaginable. I was a victim of the very disease I was trying to cure in others. For years, I had fallen into the relentless vortex of fame and money. I was constantly chasing new titles, wanting new cars, buying arrogant watches just to show off my status. I spent my time treating and befriending the ultra-wealthy, and without realizing it, I started using their measuring stick to evaluate my own worth. It eroded my soul over the years, turning me into a greedy and envious man. The illness appeared because I started drinking heavily with friends, throwing my diet and exercise routines out the window. My blood pressure skyrocketed and my blood sugar surged. Then life gave me a brutal slap to wake me up. My beautiful wife passed away. I couldn't even remember how many family dinners I had skipped. Suddenly, everything became empty and utterly meaningless. I thought my life would just end there, buried in illness. And I realized that hell is not a place below the earth. Hell is a hospital bed. When I was 85 years old, I was hospitalized for severe high blood pressure. One day, a strange silhouette appeared at the door of my hospital room. As the man approached, I stared into his eyes and, with great effort, finally recognized him. He was an old friend, a fellow soldier from World War II. We had gone through life and death together, but we had lost touch for 50 years since the battlefields of Korea. The most astonishing thing was that even though he was 85 years old just like me, he looked like a man in his early 60s. I honestly thought he was his own son. After a few hours of reminiscing about our days fighting in the war, he looked at me and, as if anticipating my inevitable question, told me his secret. He explained that his vibrant health and youthful appearance came from practicing Falun Dafa. As a man who had dedicated his entire life to science, I am naturally skeptical, but I simply could not deny the living proof sitting right in front of my eyes. I learned so much from the book he gifted me, Zhuan Falun. I began to live my life by its three core principles: truthfulness, compassion, and forbearance. This practice safeguarded my spirit, and it truly helped prevent the physical decline of my body. Furthermore, I started actively seeking ways to help others, which gave me a profound sense of value and purpose in life, ultimately healing both my mental and physical health. After 30 years of searching, I finally found the answer. I am incredibly blessed to have found it. All you have to do is search for Falun Dafa, and you will find the book Zhuan Falun available to read directly online, along with videos teaching the Qigong exercises. No matter how old you are, once you possess this book, you will look back on this moment and realize just how incredibly fortunate and joyous your life has become.